Welcome everybody to Go Local Live. It is Business Monday here in downtown Providence. The wind is howling at about 400 miles an hour, and we are watching people being blown down the street like tumbleweeds here in Providence. I'm Josh Fenton. This is Minnie Luong. She runs Chai Kitchen. Where is Chai Kitchen?
Chi Kitchen is...
Chi Kitchen,
yes.
Excuse me.
Chi Kitchen, we are based in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. We are manufacturers of fermented Korean-style kimchi made right here in Rhode Island. All of it is handcrafted, and it can be found in over 100 grocery stores all over New England.
Great.
Including Dave's, Whole Foods, and in restaurants.
When did you start the company?
So we started a little over 3 years ago. I actually grew up in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, but we were living in Los Angeles, where I was working as a private chef. And we decided that we wanted to start a healthy Asian food business. So we decided we were looking for places on the East Coast to live, and we landed here in Rhode Island.
So I always get Los Angeles and Pawtucket mixed up. You created this, worked out of Hope in Maine to begin?
Yeah, so I started at Hope in Maine, and we started selling at farmers markets. And quickly I realized that we, in order to make this a real business, we would need to scale up. So 6 months into it, I started researching other kitchens where we could produce the amount that we would need. And a year later, like a year into it, we built out our kitchen in Lorraine Mills.
Great. And how large is the kitchen? How many folks are there?
Right now we have about 5 people, including myself. Some are part-time. And it's about 1,200 square feet, but we're actually expanding our space by another 2,000 square feet.
Oh, really? There?
Yep.
This is a big business expansion for Pawtucket.
Yep. This will be the second kitchen in less than 4 years.
That's
actually
great.
Third, including Hope in Maine.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what's the success? What's driving the expansion of the product, getting into 100 different retail locations in this time frame's pretty quick? And where does it go next? So talk first about sort of how you've gotten this far this quickly.
Well, when we first started out, our goal was to to be a healthy Asian food company, and we were like, what's the healthiest Asian food? And we quickly determined that it was fermented kimchi from Korea. So even though that has a lot of challenges in terms of manufacturing and awareness, there has been a growing trend of people wanting to have those healthy Asian flavors and those probiotics, dovetailing with the Korean food movement. So we started selling just jar by jar at the farmers market, and got into Dave's Market and Whole Foods, and then the region. And a lot of that really happened just because we just gained a following and a lot of traction based upon people trying it and liking it. We did a lot of demoing in stores.
Critical.
Every single weekend.
Yeah.
You'd see me or my husband and other people asking if you want to
Or
sample
the babies,
it.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So we really looked at it as like we were selling samples of the kimchi, because we knew that people, especially people who had tried other kimchi brands, would love our kimchi. And that's really been our main marketing tool.
Where do you go next? You're in 100 stores all in New England?
Yep, in New England, Maine to Manhattan. We're expanding our kitchen space so that we can manufacture for others, do co-packing, working on some exciting stuff with that right now. We have seen this growth in our food channel service. So we're in lots of restaurants. We're in Rebel, Artisan Bagels, Rogue Island, which is right across the street, Wildflower Pantry. So we're really trying to grow our capacity to produce and manufacture the products that we have now. We want to expand our product line.
Well, that's the challenge,
Yeah.
right? Because you can have 2 great first products, but at the end of the day, staying on the shelf is always tough. And also the consumer is going to be like, what are they going to do next? What are they going to do next?
Yeah, and I feel like we've been really slow to develop a lot of products because we only have 2 products. But up until this point, I've been really just trying to focus on getting it, to where we want it to be with the consistency and the quality. I'm always impressed with companies that are able to create so many different SKUs, and I would love to do that, but that's just not really how we do things. I really like to take a holistic approach And I'm trying to also protect our brand.
Right.
And so much of that has to do with the quality and the taste. And so we're very deliberate. But I do have another product that is going to come out. I can't really share too much about it, but it will be fermented.
Secret recipe, secret squirrel.
It'll be fermented,
Yes.
and we're working on some development for other companies, which is very exciting.
Right.
They're really the reason why I got into this is because I enjoy creating, and it's just so much fun to make something from scratch.
What's the biggest challenge? You guys started 3 years ago. Went through farmers markets, tastings, but at some point you can't scale enough, right? You can't be at enough Whole Foods and enough Dave's and Wegmans, whatever's next down the road. How do you get that sort of scale to be able to take it to the next level?
That's definitely a challenge. That they always say when you're growing your business is obviously everybody would like to expand and grow their business, but to be able to do it in a way that the business is sustainable is really important. So having that cash flow is really important. Investing that money where it's going to be effective is important. Those are challenges. Right now, some of the challenges are just the costs of our transportation and raw materials and labor. All of those costs have gone up, and we're trying to figure out ways to manage that as well.
That's great. You were able to work with Commerce RI to be able to get a small business loan. What did that do for you? What did that allow you to give you some sort of core financing?
Yeah, that was I was able to just have a first breathe a sigh of relief that I would have the cash flow that I needed because
That got you a night's sleep.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. So I actually went through the Goldman Sachs Small Business Program over the summer, and I worked on this opportunity to expand our food service channel and expand our production facility and really invest in manufacturing. And I went through that for 3 months, and at the end of it, I realized I'm actually going to do this plan. And so I had met Buck at Buck Harris. Hi, Buck, if you're watching. Through the program.
Everybody loves Buck because he has money, right? Kind of Uncle Buck, right?
Uncle Buck, yes. He's the uncle of small businesses here in Rhode Island. So, anyways, I was able to kind of almost seamlessly put my plan into action because I had been working on it. And then I met Buck, and he came down to our kitchen, met with Tim, my husband, and who is also a co-founder. And there's other sources of financing that might be less cheaper with less interest. But Buck really believed in us, and really understood what we were trying to do, and that was very valuable to us. And for us, it's really valuable to have partners like Buck and other businesses that we work with who really get what we're doing and really are supporting us not just with money, but also with their faith in us and other
collaboration,
exactly.
partnerships.
Yeah.
Rhode Island's got a food guru, right, over at Commerce. How has that helped you being kind of Rhode Island made and branded that way? Has that been significant in helping you get some distribution?
I just think that Rhode Island has a great brand as being a creative place that offers lots of wonderful food, and we deliberately chose to move here to Rhode Island. We could have picked, other places that we looked at, but we chose here ultimately to be closer to family, and also because we knew that there was a lot of support here in the short 3 years that, since we started. When I came here, I didn't know anybody, and aside from my family, and now when I think about all the different connections and people that I've met along the way, it's just been really amazing. Not only that, but the location where we're at, it's perfect for, we're not just only selling in Rhode Island, we're selling all over New England. We hope to get into New York and New Jersey and all the way down the East Coast. And just with the location of where it's at, I hope one day there will be trucks going up and down 95 filled with kimchi and other healthy Asian products.
That's great. Anything you've got one product in development, you're working, developing some products for some other folks. Where are you going to be in 24 months in a perfect world? I know it's always a difficult decision. Will it be complete world domination or just the entire East Coast of the United States?
I would love to be, in restaurants, food service institutions, from Maine to Manhattan. That would be a great thing to achieve in the next 24 months. I'd love to hire more people, develop some other products, and have, be a leader in fermented foods here.
That's great. Minnie, thank you so much
Thank
for coming
you.
in.
This is
We're
really
so
fun.
glad
Great
you're
to
back
be
in
here.
Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And we love entrepreneurs. It's the favorite part. This little block every Monday afternoon is my favorite time because we've all been through it. We've all been through all the issues of starting a business and growing it, and all those different challenges that, regardless of what sector you're in, the challenges to be able to do it and make payroll and grow the company and hire and good economies and bad economies. They all have their strengths and benefits, but you've done an amazing job. Beautiful labeling, great looking product, and I have not had it. I will tonight, hopefully. But those who have in the office just love your product, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Minnie, thanks so much. We'll be back at 4 o'clock with Gary Sass. The Money Man will be talking about sort of everything going on in the state budget. We'll also be looking at some of the issues going on down in Washington, D.C. A lot of intriguing things taking place. Gary Sass, obviously head of the Hassenfeld Institute at Bryant University, always has great insights. We'll see you back at